Hey everyone, Batel Skater here. Welcome back to my channel. Got me a little haircut, not mean. Had to get rid of a lot of split ends, not mean. I wasn't planning on making a video tonight, but it just randomly occurred to me a lot of events that I've experienced myself with narcissists when they drink. So this title is called, what is it called? When the narcissist drinks. Now, as you all know, when a narcissist is sober and wakes up in the morning, they have to put on a mask, okay? And that mask is usually the good boy or the good girl mask, you know, let me pretend that I am someone with emotions, somebody who has a personality, somebody who cares about you. And they really have to put on that mask. Now notice how every time a narcissist, male or female, engages with someone other than you, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a sibling, you know, mom, dad, or they go to work and they deal with their bosses, or maybe they're just randomly talking to strangers outside and giving them directions. Or maybe you have introduced the narcissist to your friends and all of a sudden the narcissist just well, let me get to this. Notice how in every situation with the narcissist, they have a different personality. With you, they're different. With your friends, they're different. With their family, they're different. At work, they're different. There's always a mask. Literally a different persona. They are never the same. Now, I had this one narcissist ex in my life who would always change and mold himself into this like giving, caring, you know, let me help everyone type of personality whenever he would be around his fake friends or somebody that I introduced, for example, to him, and he would literally become this, you know, like the nicest guy that you'll ever meet. And I remember always hating that because I knew that he was trying to suck up to everyone to get some sort of, like, he was so insecure that he would mold to like this person who would just be there for everyone, and then they would come up to me and tell me how lucky I am to be in a relationship with him or how sweet he is, and they wish that he was their boyfriend. And I would always like look at them like and I never really understood why I always responded like that. And this was like a long time ago, right? Like years ago. Anyway, when a narcissist drinks, your narcissist, male or female, even if it's a relationship, not just spouse, but a friendship, right? Or if it's literally a family member. When a narcissist literally consumes alcohol, and as we all know, when we consume alcohol, don't worry, I don't, right? You tend to, if you consume alcohol, let's talk about you, normal people for a second. People who are not narcissistic, when they consume alcohol, they can become a little bit more confident, a little bit more loose, you know, maybe make some really insane decisions like making out with a stranger or sleeping with a stranger or just dancing the night away or laughing your ass off or, you know, maybe even like bawling, crying about your past. You know, alcohol literally takes your brain to places that basically what alcohol does is it opens up a lot of, you know, neurons in your brain that are always there but aren't really heightened because it's not being pointed out, you know. And when you consume alcohol, it just completely explodes, you know. All types of stuff happen to you, right? So, but most of the time when normal people drink, they have a really good time, right? Even if they're bawling, crying to their friends about something horrible that happened to them, you know, they're not aggressive or Some people could be, like they can cry so much that they can start screaming and being like, oh, my past was so terrible, but they're not abusing anyone. They're not, looking to put anyone down, right? Now, the reason I'm making this series today is because notice how whichever type of narcissist that you encounter, because they are on a spectrum, not every narcissist is going to do what I'm saying right now in that sense, because the spectrum could become worse, right? Like, for example, if you're with an physically abusive narcissist, when they drink, they can actually take the abuse to the next level, like choking you to death, or, hitting you so much, like so bad that you have to go to the hospital. Or, the covert narcissist, usually when they drink a lot, they get very distant. They don't really pay attention to you, or they just want to have sex with you and just, I don't know how to explain it. They just kind of like disappear, even though you guys are both in the same room. It's like they are just not there, right? But what they all have in common, and this is where I'm getting at. In the beginning of this series, I was talking about the masks, how they have to put on this mask, right? So in an essence, to you and to the rest of the world, it looks like they have some sort of identity because they're putting on this mask. There is no alcohol on the face yet, right? So even when you're talking to them, you see their eyes, and because they mirror you and they mirror other people, there is like a personality there. There's a belief that there is something there. But then when they consume alcohol, you really get to see the emptiness. When the narcissist consumes alcohol, the masks and the fake identity that they always hold up, it just comes down, it comes off. The real them actually comes out. So you would notice when you look into the narcissist's eye, when they consume alcohol, you can literally see the shallowness. There is no one there, you guys. There is literally no one there. It's like this, such an intense and upfront and in your face and very obvious nothingness that they can't hide. There is no hiding it. It's there. It's right in front of your eyes, and you get to really see who a narcissist is. Their real true self, and it's not because of the alcohol, it's because the alcohol killed the false self, like the false masks that they put on, because a narcissist is a false self. A narcissist is an empty shell, right? There's nothing there. There is no personality. There is no identity. All they really are is this black hole who feeds off of negative energy and copies people's feelings and emotions to gain sympathy, to gain control, to gain manipulation, to gain authority, And basically, when they drink, you guys, you will see the emptiness. See, when you drink and when other people drink, there is no emptiness. There's still a personality there. There's still a person there. A person who's actually having a really good time. Or a person who's crying their ass off or sleeping with someone by mistake. But with a narcissist, you guys, you can't miss it. You have to really see them. If you're still in a relationship with a narcissist, or you are in any way in contact with any narcissist and you find yourself drinking with these people, look into their eyes after they consumed enough alcohol. What do you see? You see that empty shell. And because that empty shell is like there, and it's going to stay there for hours, okay? It's going to be there for a long time. The narcissist is going to be their true self, which is this miserable, insecure, angry, hateful, just always agitated by you, by your presence. It's, I'm like looking at in my head all the narcissists I've seen like that, and it's just like this wow factor, because a lot of people, they don't get to see the hollowness when a narcissist is sober, because they hide it so well. But they actually don't hide it at all. You get to see it like every 15 minutes or every 30 minutes. But then you kind of like completely brush it off, because they have the mask all the time. They put on the false personas, and then boof, they hit you with abuse, and then they come back being that nice person, or they give you a stupid backhand compliment for doing as they say, and they try to like praise you for oh yeah, you're we're good, we're good. But people miss that hollowness because they believe in the mask. But basically, when a narcissist has alcohol in their system, that's who they are. You can't miss it. And the scariest part sometimes is that if a narcissist is sitting on a couch and the TV's on, and you went to the kitchen to get a glass of water or something, and you just come back to the living room and you just want to check up on them before you sit down, you're just kind of interested. You're like, let me see what's going on here. They've been quiet for a while. You will get to see a narcissist in their droopy, true self, like who they really are, this nothingness. And then when they stare at you, it's like staring into hell. And when you see that stare and there's nothing there, it is just, it's like time and space does not exist anymore, because you're staring into nothing. And that person somehow still moves, still breathes, still operates, and there's nothing there. Yeah, you guys, so when a narcissist drinks, just check that out. And when you really see that, understand that that's really who they are. So when they sober up in the morning and act all masky again and ask you, hey, are you okay? Did you get drunk last night? Do you need some water? Right? And then they'll do anything to like try to get you to think that they're a good person again. And then 5 minutes go by, and all of a sudden they'll get, the mask will fall back, and they'll be like, they'll just tell you what to do, or they'll tell you how to fix the way you're walking, or fix your posture, or, there's always something. They just don't leave you alone. Now, I want to tell you guys also before this short series ends that, guys, a narcissist actually gets much worse as they age. And they get much worse when you're still in their life. They will treat you like the biggest dump, right, that ever existed on this planet the more you stay with them, okay? So do yourself a favor and understand that this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a black shadow who literally survives on your pain, your negative energy. That's why they can't see you happy. That's why they hate it when you do much better than them. That's why you can never be yourself around them. You can't. You're not allowed to. You have to be molded into something unrecognizable, which is you being miserable. And as long as you're miserable, the narcissist is feeding off of that, and they maintain their little mask. So don't ever forget what I shared here today the next time you want to go to a bar or have a drink with a narcissist. I'll see you guys on the next mental health series.